All right. Well, welcome everybody to another episode of the Green Team Academy podcast live. And today is kind of fun. It looks like we're doing like Hollywood Squares or something, if anybody's old enough to know what that is. But yeah, so I'm really happy to be with everybody today. And we are less than a week out to the Climate Action Challenge Impact Summit. And so excited about this. If you haven't already registered, then definitely head over there to climateactionchallenge.net and save your spot for the summit. We've been doing interviews for the last week or so, capturing the stories of the impact that people have made during 90 days, during a pandemic, all together doing this Climate Action Challenge. And it has just been so fun and so amazing to be preparing all these stories for you. And then we also have on our last day, which is the 17th, we have 1 hour after the next of how you can do a challenge in your community. We have a professor who is teaching it at CU Boulder. We have somebody from Sustainable Neighborhoods, someone who helps do cities doing climate action planning. And let me see here. I'm just going to try and mute this mic so we don't have the interference. I'm not sure what's happening. But anyhow, there we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun, and we have a combination of some videos that you can watch on your own, some Zoom meetings that we can get in together and do breakouts, and then these workshops talking about how you might take this idea forward to engage and empower your community. All right, so with that, let's get started. So we have a very nice lineup today. I'm just going to run through everybody's names real quickly so that you get oriented. We might have a couple more joining us as we go, or at least one. So thank you everybody for that's watching. We appreciate that. So we've got Dave Finnigan with Green Actioneers. We have Janine Finnell with Leaders in Energy. We have Grace Akiteng from Uganda from Creative Industries for Entrepreneurial Development, as well as Claire Williams from Real Plant Stuff. And all these folks have signed on to help promote the summit for us. And we align with people that are, that have this similar commitment. So we're excited to introduce you to everybody as we go through this. So what we're going to do is each of you, if you just want to take like a few minutes to just introduce yourself, and then if we have time, we'll kind of loop back at the end for a little bit more of a discussion. But how about Janine, if you want to just go and just give us a quick intro of what is Leaders in Energy, because you guys are doing so much cool stuff. So I'd love to introduce folks to you.
Very good, John. Hey, thank you. And just a big shout out for all the great work that you're doing. And I just love being a partner of this whole Climate Action Challenge program and meeting all the people that you are attracting from around the world. Because as you say, that really aligns with what we're all trying to do. We are also a Global Action Network based in Washington, D.C. And we are working to accelerate clean energy and sustainability solutions for what we call the big green shift. We're really trying to create a tipping point, kind of along the lines of what Malcolm Gladwell, the author of The Tipping Point, talks about in terms of just getting this collective movement to really make critical shifts for what we need to do to face a lot of our most important problems. I mean, heck, this year, with the pandemic, growing unemployment, hearing more from scientists about how we're reaching critical tipping points in climate change, political turmoil. So many of these things, I think, can be solved by accelerating to a clean energy transformative shift in our economy to help create jobs and address a lot of these issues. So we're just really excited to be collaborating with you. I want to just highlight one of the things that we think is really important, and that is multi-generational leadership. We just conducted our 7th annual Four Generations Awards celebration last Friday, and we were so honored to have awardees ranging from their teens to their 90s. And we had one fellow who, when he was in 7th grade, eliminated styrofoam in all of his schools by presenting to the school board. And we also had Peter Seidel, who has written this book, I'm just going to show it right here, Uncommon Sense, Shortcomings of the Human Mind for Handling Big Picture Long-Term Challenges. He wrote this book last year when he was 93 years old. So it's just really fabulous to see all these wonderful people doing great things. I encourage you to learn a little bit more about us. We're working on green jobs, circular economy, all kinds of different exciting things to reach the green tipping point for the big green shift. Thank you, Joan.
Very cool. Yeah, thank you for that. Oh, that's so neat. Okay, so those of us that are just, around 60, we still have plenty of years to go to get all those books written that
It is encouraging, Joan. It really is fantastic just to look at how people can make a contribution at any age.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely check out Leaders in Energy, their LinkedIn group, and all the cool stuff that they're doing. All right. Okay, so let me pop up Anne here. And let's see, get you unmuted. Hi, Anne. This is so exciting. We just met via our email newsletter, and Anne's like, I want to participate. I want to be somehow in there. So, Anne, do you want to tell us a little bit about your organization? So it's Creative Industries for Entrepreneurial Development, and Anne is joining us from Uganda.
Yes, thank you very much, Joan. I'm Grace Akiteng. The organization is called Creative Initiative, not Industries, for Enterprise Development. Yes, we have 3 thematic areas. We are looking at landscape restoration, and under that, we are doing a collaborative forestry management in collaboration with the National Forestry Authority to restore depleted Central Forest Reserve, working with community. We also have a school program, a school feeding and nutrition program for health, and there we support with fruit trees for both the schools and also the community. We pass through the schools, through the children and then the parents. Then we also have clean cooking. We work with the biomass, basically because we're in the rural areas, so we promote the biomass energy. And then we are also in enterprise development, produce bulk marketing and beekeeping. Last week we established a learning site, and we'll be establishing the second one on 26th of December. And then we also do financial inclusion. So I am a volunteer with the Citizen Climate Lobby. I also finished a training with ALGO, with Climate Reality Leadership Corps. So I'm very glad to be here because I'm learning a lot that I can share with the community.
Wow. And so what Citizens Climate Lobby, is it for all of Uganda, or what is your chapter for Citizens Climate Lobby?
We have the Uganda chapter.
Nice.
And we have an activity. We have 2 planned activities. One is going to be on the 12th, where we are going to clean up plastic, and that is where we are going to have the joint activity, looking at training people on how to sort the garbage, sorting plastic, the biodegradable, which is then turned into the briquettes and pellets for cooking. And the other one will be on the 19th at the River Nile source.
Wow. That's really cool. And I'm glad that we connected with you, because we do have so many forestry challengers throughout in Uganda and beyond that we'd love to connect you with, because the work that you're doing with the forestry work, as well as the urban gardening and and everything that you're doing. And I love that you're also linking it
Yes.
with financial planning and entrepreneurial as well. Cool.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm really glad the connection worked and that you
You're
were able
welcome.
to pop on. Okay, awesome. All right. So Dave is up here next. And Dave really doesn't need an introduction. He can do it all himself.
I'll introduce myself then. Okay. I'm Dave Finnigan. I'm what you might call a serial entrepreneur. I've been working on social projects and social progress for about 60 or 70 years. I'm about to enter my 80s, so I'm on the other end of the age scale here. What I've done most recently is corral the energy of more than 60 undergraduate interns at the University of Central Florida. And together we've created a program. And the program is called the Green Actioneers. And at the heart of the program is our book, the Green Actioneers Workbook. And the workbook goes step by step through all the things that a family might do in order to go green. And each 2-page spread in the workbook has 4 things. It has the description of the thing that you're going to do in English, and then it has it in Spanish. And then on the kids' side, there's a drawing that you can use as a coloring book, and there's also a word search or a crossword puzzle. It's a spiral bound, so it'll lie flat. And the idea is for families to gather around the book on the floor or on a table, and for the little guys to color it, and for the older people to read it. And then if there's more information that you need, we've created our website, and it's growing every day. Every semester, new interns add more information to the website. So we think it's the Wikipedia of green. It's called greenactioneers.com. So you can go to greenactioneers.com and get more information on the things that are in the book. But the book is an actual print book. And we're, of course, printing it on recycled paper with soy-based ink. And the idea is for the families to get it either on their own or at school. If it happens at school, what we want to do is hold a family night in the evening at elementary or K-8 schools or K-12 schools and work with the kids and the parents. This is not a kids program. This is a family program. And so we want the family to get a hold of the book and go through the book together and decide on the things they can do. There are over 100 things that you can do. So we call it Drawdown for the Family. So every family can get a book and they can find lots and lots of things that they can do that they hadn't thought of, or maybe they've thought of it, but they just haven't taken action. Thanks.
Perfect. Yeah, I think that's so important, the family unit as this unit of change, especially now during the pandemic, because you can't hang out with anybody else. So yeah, so having that family unit being and also crossing the intergenerational it's those of us that have lived here longer have been responsible for emitting the carbon that's affecting the younger ones. And so having a way that we're actually working together on that, I think prevents therapy later. Awesome. Okay. All right. Thanks, Dave. Okay. All right. So then next up is, let's see if Claire's signal, it was kind of coming in and out today. Let's see if this is working. Hi, Claire. Yes.
I switched rooms thinking closer to the router. I read that somewhere that popped up. So hopefully this is much better.
Yeah, this is great. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, this is great. So it's so fun because we just connected with Claire not too long ago on Instagram. We've been reaching out to folks saying, hey, do you want to tell people about our summit and we can help promote you? And we were so excited to hear from Claire. So Claire, I'm going to let you introduce yourself and tell us the cool stuff that Real Plant Stuff is doing.
I'm really excited to be here. This has been a long time coming. So I am a mother and the hairstylist, and taking plastic out alone on the daily is a job in itself. So with Real Plant Stuff, it's this is my the first product, and you notice it's in cardboard. So it's Real Plant Stuff is eco-friendly hair and skincare. And what does that mean? It means there's no waste. I don't even buy my ingredients in plastic. It took a little to get the pour down because you can't wipe up with the cardboard. But so imagine if you had shampoo and conditioners only in a bar and your moisturizer in cardboard. That would change a lot in the everyday with everybody. The waste, it would really deplete the waste. So we have this, it's organic, handcrafted, 100% natural and sustainable. So I can go into what the product does, but the main thing is there's no plastic, and I can buy in bulk, and I decide, the deciding figure is it in glass or is it not in glass? Plastic, it's not only bad for the environment, as you know, it gets into our foods, it gets into our care at home. So this is good for the person on the go, which all of us are. And you just push it up at the underneath, and there's the stick. It's healing hair and skincare. So this is just a moisturizing stick. I call it a balm now. It's changed throughout the time. I've been working with the cardboard for a year now, and it's not easy, but it makes such a difference. And everybody says how much it heals your hands. It's made with 100% shea butter, beeswax, and I infuse plants in the oils. So that's my product. We have oils and tonics too. We only have 3 products right now, but
that's so cool. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I was just thinking yesterday, a city is talking about its plastic bag ban. And I was thinking, it's kind of an outdated idea, because the issue with bags, that was when nothing else had packaging, but now everything you buy comes in plastic. So, just adding one more bag is just barely even anything, So I'm so excited that you're doing that, because I had this idea of a new movement called, I don't know, what was I going to call it? It's like, it's not my trash. And so that you go to the grocery store, you buy whatever you want, and then in the parking lot, you empty it all into your own containers and you leave all that trash for them. Because it's like, why should we take that home?
Yeah.
I didn't want all that stuff. I just wanted the product. So anyhow, that's so exciting. I'm sure that wasn't easy to come up with cardboard with, because the plastic is just such a easy solution in the front end, but has so many devastating effects on the back end. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. All right. And so I'm going to put your link in the chat as well there. So thank you so much for sharing with that. Okay,
great. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Thank you, Claire. All right. So who are we up to now? We're up to Jim. Jim, are you ready for this? Okay. Get him unmuted. I might have just accidentally muted your mic.
I guess I am.
Oh, no, that was my bad. All right. Okay. So I forgot to mention that so Dave is one of our mentors with the Climate Action Challenge. Janine is one of our ambassadors. Jim is one of our mentors, as well as a challenger. So so if you attend the Impact Summit, you'll get to hear what their chapter did in the 90 days as part of the challenge as well. But yeah, Jim, just take a few minutes and tell us what the CCL Lancaster chapter is up to.
Well, we're a little different than most CCL chapters in that we're kind of a total environmental group as opposed to just doing legislation. And CCL now has, in addition to their national legislation, is also starting to work in the states, and that's something we've been doing here for 3 years. But as Citizens Climate Lobby, of course, we also talk to politicians. So this afternoon, 7 of us from Pennsylvania will be having a Zoom meeting with Senator Casey's office in Washington, and we will be talking to him about his support for not only our bill, but other climate actions that we think that he can take that will help Pennsylvania. So we try and get into educational programs in the community. We try and partner with other environmental groups wherever we can find them. And we try and take an all-inclusive approach where we don't care what group you're with, as long as you're working on climate, we're happy to work with you. And we've had very good success with that and made a lot of partnerships. And we try and make it all a community here, and everybody's working on their own issue, but we all work together, and we all try and help each other by attending each other's events. So we're trying to make a more inclusive climate community for ourselves here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I've noticed that's a little different about your chapter compared to some of the others that are very insular and focused only on, just getting the just like the letter writing or some of the things that you think of with senators for that is the CCL kind of basis, but that you guys are working with Extinction Rebellion and Sierra Club and with us and doing everything.
Sunrise Movement and everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So that is pretty cool. Okay, so I'm trying to get caught up here with the chat. So let's see. I put a link for Leaders in Energy and one for Green Actioneers. And let's see. Let me put a link here for Citizens Climate Lobby Lancaster. What is your guys? Maybe this will just come up for me. Indeed. Maybe I'll just start with put your Facebook page in there first so people can like your page and follow it.
I have to say, I love what Claire's doing.
I know. Isn't that so cool? Okay, so we've got those. And yeah, so I'm just going to bring everybody back on. And also, I'm going to see, we were trying to figure out a way for Anne, her signal was not great, to see if we can connect on WhatsApp. But in the meantime, let me bring everybody back on for a second here. And yeah, I wish that I did have like a trivia. We're actually going to do that for the Impact Summit, is we're going to have kind of a trivia each day, because we have, there we go. We have so many different videos that we're trying to encourage people to watch. So let's see here. There we go. But questions like who is petting their cat, and who found witchcraft materials and drugs during their cleanup. So, we have lots of really interesting stuff in our Impact Summit, which is December 13th to 17th. So hope that everybody will sign up for that. And so does anybody have any last little thing that they wanted to add on? I might just go in the same order. So how about you, Janine? Was there anything more that you wanted to kind of add after hearing from the other folks?
Just it's a delight to be collaborating with everyone here, and just so exciting. Claire is really resonating with me on the disposable consumer items, because that's really a pet peeve of mine, all these cosmetic products and just the way they're packaged and having to throw all these things out. Sometimes it's a combination of plastic and metal together. So just kudos, Claire. It really picks up on a lot of work we're doing here in the DC area on expanding the circular economy. So we have an economy, rather than take, make, waste, is really functioning more like nature and being more regenerative.
Awesome. All right, let's see how Anne is doing. Hey, Anne, is your signal working now?
Hey, you're still.
It's not working. It's very bad.
Good morning. Yeah, to some degree.
Yes.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll catch up with you, Anne, offline, and then we'll add some other notes. My pet thing lately is, the reforestation. One of the things that I've noticed, and that's why I'm so excited to be connecting with Anne and seeing the stuff that they are doing. I think one of the things that happens with the environmental movement is we're telling people no, like, don't do this, don't drive, don't use plastic, it's all this stop. And so I think a lot of these folks that are doing the forestry and the gardening are really getting people in connection with nature and giving them something proactive to do. So, if you're trying to address deforestation and you're just trying to get people to stop, it's hard. Whereas if you get people to plant and be part of that, I think it does that transformation that can then also help people stop the deforestation. So I'm really happy to be connected with Anne with that. All right, let's see who was up next. I think it was Claire. Actually, no, it was Dave.
It was Dave, but it's okay. I'm happy to give over my position.
Oh, no, go ahead.
The main thing I want people to know is that this is a real book and that it is available and that people can get it. And within this book, you find everything that we've talked about. You find reforestation, you find saving energy, you find talking to your congressperson. It's all in here because it's over 100 things that we could think of that we could offer to people as parts of the solution. So you should, everybody should, and everybody will eventually get the book and go through it as a family and start seeing the things that you can do in order to have a more sustainable lifestyle. So this is your handbook to sustainability, and it's available. So the way that it works, we sell it for $20, but any organization can promote the book and keep 10 of the 20. So it's a fundraiser for organizations. So if you're connected to anybody like CCL or like Sierra Club or Audubon Society or 350.org or anybody, and you think they would like to make some money, this is a way to do it and to sell a product that you can stand behind and feel good about. So please keep that in mind. That this is a real thing. It's not theoretical. Our goal is to sell 1 million copies of the Green Actioneers workbook in 2021.
Awesome. I know that Sustainable Broomfield is doing exactly what you just said. I saw they said, hey, this would be a great Christmas gift for folks, and doing that sharing. And I know a lot of us have gone through the climate reality training and realized that scary approach doesn't work, and that Dave and I have had lots of conversations about that. So it's, you don't need to delve into too much of that. Just focus on what people can do, and that's what this book is all about.
And
so
in the book, we do not mention climate change, global warming, or sea level rise in this book. If people want to learn about that, they get it somewhere else. This is entirely positive, completely aimed at how you go green, and why you go green is up to you.
Yeah, that's great. Super cool. Yeah, we definitely need more of that positive action. So thank you for all your work on that, Dave. Okay, so now we're over to Claire. Whoop. Okay, let's see. Let me unmute you. There we go.
Okay.
Now you're unmuted.
I love that, Dave. I think Dave's book is amazing, and I can see having that for my family, especially with the coloring. It gets the kids talking. That's really cool. And with my sticks, I see it a part of the household too. You know, everybody from a baby using it to a hardworking man who works with his hands, who are really around this time of the year too, with chapped, cracked, and doing hair. You get those really deep cracks next to your nail beds when it's hot out or when it's cold out. I see it a part of that household, and I really look forward to making a difference. It's amazing when you have a family, you see all of the trash, even if it's recyclable, it adds up so much faster with a family. And when I saw that, it really got me upset. And with my history, my eyes are wide open, and it really makes me happy to put something out there where it could not only benefit them with the ingredients and no carcinogens, but actually the world. So
yeah,
thank you for having me today.
And I like that, what you're showing, because we always talk about going from passion to action, that the passion can be just, oh, I'm so frustrated with this. And so the cool thing is that you took it that next step forward. And I've got to say that some of our challengers in our 90-day challenge that we did, we've got a group that started doing something called Remat Pet. So there was an organization that was recycling mattresses. They now upcycle those into pet beds. And then when you're done with the bed, you can send it back and have it recycled again. So I think so I love when people are taking it as a business opportunity. And so kudos, as Janine said. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. And so then Jim, any last little comments?
Just to say, I like the ideas. I think it's always good I love seeing other people's ideas and bringing them to our chapter, because every good idea is a good idea for everybody. So I've worked with Dave before, and I highly recommend his book. And I would be hooking up with Claire and seeing if we can bring some information on her group to our group as well, so people can see that these things are happening out there, and try and get as much new information to our people as possible.
Perfect. So. All right. Well, that was fun, everybody. Thanks for popping on today. It was really great hanging out. This is very similar to what we've been doing during our whole 90-day challenge, where every week we pop in and just share what's going on. So please help us spread the word about the summit. It is just climateactionchallenge.net is our address. I'm going to pop that in the chat. In future years, I did Facebook advertising. Not doing that this year. So you are my advertising. You are our advertising core to tell the stories of the people that are doing work in the slums of Kampala, the people that are doing urban gardens in Philippines for families that have been displaced. So if you care about social justice, climate justice, racial inequities, about, addressing those, that's all the stuff that we're doing in this challenge. And so hope that you will join us and be able to spread this word about how do you get people to actually take action by providing this 90-day structure. So thanks everybody for joining us. And there goes, Claire just popped out again. So thanks everybody, and have a beautiful day. And we've got all the links in the chat there. So hope that you will support our partners and tell people about the summit that is starting on the 13th. Okay. All right. So bye everybody.
Okay. Bye, Joan. Bye, Dave. Bye.
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 Thank you.